Hey everyone, welcome back to another Zoom Raptor Battlefront video. And today I will be doing an origin story on Darth Maul. And most people just know Darth Maul as the guy who got chopped in half and that devil-looking person. But there's much more about Darth Maul than is put really in the movies. There's lots about him, and we're gonna talk about his just whole life, I guess, and yeah, nothing much, but just talking about where he's from and his parents and that sort of stuff, and then his later adult life. They should just pull them two down and kill them, but and Darth Maul was known for having this double-bladed lightsaber, and it was a really cool character in the Star Wars, even the Star Wars Rebels and stuff like that, and Clone Wars even. It was always pretty cool in them. So, beginning at the start of Maul's life, he was originally from a planet called Dathomir, and which was a very dark-sided planet, really, and it was filled with dark side energy. And when during his youth years, it was the years where the Republic ruled. There was no Sith really, but they were just in hiding. And he was originally a Dathomirian Night Brother, born on Eridona, and it was actually only known as Maul when he was an infant. And he was given his name by his Night Sister mother, who was actually the leader of the Night Sisters, who possessed dark side magic. And Maul had two brothers as well, Savage and I forget what we called the other one, but he had two brothers anyway. And every year the girls would come to pick for mating, and Maul got picked because usually the Dathomirian Night Brothers had actually yellow skin, so he was very unique. And when he was a baby, his mother cared for Maul more than the other two. And when he was a baby, he got his tattoos and all, and the black pattern things around his face. He got all them when he was a baby. And then one day Darth Sidious heard of Maul, and he knew his mother was a Night Sister who, used dark side magic. So Sidious was a dark side lord. So, and then Sidious and Darth Maul's mum shared some knowledge about dark side magic and dark side energy and stuff. And then his mother gave him to Darth Sidious, but she thought Darth Sidious would take him back in a couple months, but they didn't, and he just done what he usually done and tricked people. And Darth Maul wouldn't actually come back to his mum until far later in his life. And then Lord Sidious trained Maul ways of the dark side and trained him in combat. And he had him in a secret training Sith facility in Mustafar, which is actually the place where Anakin got burned almost to death. And then while Maul was being trained, Sidious took him to a battlefield where like the Sith became basically extinct, and it was a huge battle between the Jedi and the Sith, and the Jedi actually won. And it was about 1,000 years ago, and the Sith were never seen again, but until Sidious came, you know, Maul. But then what do you call it? Sidious took Maul to this battleground, and he made him breathe in the ashes of all the Sith Lords who died. Not all. Well, he made him breathe in the ashes of the dead Sith, and Maul then experienced 1,000 deaths because they felt the lightsabers going under his body, and he seen the deaths, and he heard voices saying far above, far below, where are we going to go? And then Maul had this anger and hatred for the Jedi, like going along with Darth Sidious's plan, and he had just hatred for the Jedi then, and wanted to avenge the Sith. But for years and years, Maul would be like, he couldn't, like, he really wanted to fight a Jedi, but he couldn't because Darth Sidious didn't want to expose the Sith quite yet, and Darth Sidious even threatened to kill Darth Maul if he didn't go with his plan. So Maul knew Sidious was one of the most powerful beings in the galaxy, so he didn't want to. Sorry about those phone notifications. I know it's really annoying, but they're over now. And Maul knew not to mess with Sidious or he would die. So he just went according to Sidious's plan until he got bored of just. Well, it's for years he was just going around killing the galaxy's most fierce beasts with just little sword things, not lightsabers, and just trying to improve on his athleticism and strength. And then Maul got bored and went to try to kill a Jedi Padawan, and they actually did. And Sidious heard of this and said to Maul, I know of your secrets. And Maul said, sorry, Master, and he just couldn't resist not killing a Jedi for much longer. And then Maul and then I forgot to tell you this, but he was just titled Darth Maul, which you probably already know. And then he was ordered to kill Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi, in which he succeeded in killing Qui-Gon Jinn and ended up being chopped in half by Obi-Wan Kenobi and supposedly fallen to his death. And Obi-Wan did think Maul was dead, but when Maul fell down, because of the amount of hatred he had for Obi-Wan and hatred for Jedi, he actually survived the fall, and for 12 years survived in like pipes underground and all. And they actually got robotic spider legs, but he was drove to insanity because nobody was ever down there. And then his mother actually, because she used magic, she knew that he was still alive and told his brother. Now, Savage Opress, who was actually very bulky because he'd been going through lots of training, and he was just a monster really. She ordered him to go get Maul, and Savage did, but Maul was just crazy. He didn't know who Savage was. He didn't even know what a Dathomirian was anymore because he was that crazy. Because he hadn't seen anyone. And he attacked Savage, but then Savage told him to calm down. He was his brother. And then Maul kind of realized, you know, but he was still insane. And Savage brought him back to Dathomir, to his mother, and then she used Night Sister magic to try to get Maul like just normal again, and she ended up doing that, and she gave him her robotic legs, and he was much taller than he used to be because of the robotic legs. And then so he was much taller and much wiser, and knew now he had to be he had to have patience if he wanted to get back up to the top, because he was once in his opinion, he was the apprentice, of his opinion, the most powerful being in the galaxy at once. And then Maul just what do you call it? And then he was just going around trying to. And during this time, like when Maul was getting back to not being insane, the Clone Wars was raging across the galaxy, and the Jedi and the Jedi's clones and the Sith armies were battling. And believing he'd been cheated out of his place in galactic history, he was going to go on a personal quest for revenge against Kenobi, Obi-Wan, who he had blamed for his fate. And he also used this conflict in the Clone Wars as a great opportunity to form his own criminal empire, the Shadow Collective. And he made various alliances, which included the Pike Syndicate and the Black Sun, the Hutt Clan, and to overthrow the new Mandalorians and install a puppet government on Mandalore. However, as his power and like influence and increased, he became a threat to Sidious's own plans for the future, which included like the Death Star and so on. Sidious confronted Maul in person after killing his brother, Savage, who Maul loved. Sidious denounced his former apprentice as a Sith no longer due to the rule of two. Despite Maul's efforts to avenge his brother, as I said, to avenge his brother, he was defeated and overpowered by Sidious's command of the Force. In the days of the Clone Wars, Maul escaped from Sidious and ultimately actually returned to Mandalore, where he was overthrown by former Padawan Ahsoka Tano and an army of clone troopers. And actually Maul survived the war and continued to build his own empire as a crime lord and the secret leader of Crimson Dawn. And he was later stranded on the planet Malachor, where he hoped to destroy the Sith by unlocking the super weapon at the Sith Temple. Maul's plan was stopped by two Jedi, Kanan Jarrus and Ezra Bridger. The latter of whom Maul hoped to corrupt as his own apprentice. After escaping Malachor, Maul continued to try to tempt Bridger to the dark side before ultimately learning that Kenobi was still alive in spite of Order 66 and the Great Jedi Purge. And wanting hope and purpose, Maul set Kenobi on Tatooine, the same planet where he had revealed himself to Kenobi. In 2 BBY, Maul engaged Kenobi in a brief lightsaber duel for the last time, and Kenobi cut Maul's lightsaber in half and dealt Maul a lethal blow, ending Maul's decade-spanning quest for revenge. He died moments later with the knowledge that Kenobi was protecting Luke Skywalker, who Kenobi believed was the chosen one, taking comfort in the fact that it meant the Sith would be destroyed. Maul died in peace. And so I'm done with Maul's life really now, but I'll give you some facts about him. Just as I said earlier, Maul was born on the planet Dathomir, a remote planet that is bathed in blood-red light, and it is home to 2 groups: the Night Sisters, a group of witches, and the Zabrak, a clan of warriors called the Night Brothers, who are the super servant to the witches. So basically, it's saying like the witches kind of overpowered the man, really. So like, if you didn't obey the witches, really, you'd be in trouble, kind of. And as a Zabrak warrior, you had to earn your horns. So you know the way, like Darth Maul, and if you watch the Clone Wars, like the wee series, like you'll see Savage. You know the horns he has. You earn your horns. The horns that protrude from Maul's head and the tattoos that cover his body are markings of the Zabrak. And the horns, like kind of like hair, develop as the Zabrak warrior grows. And then the Zabrak train their whole lives to be warriors and possess as a resistance to physical pain and even a second heart. So, and like they had 2 hearts. And as I said earlier, Maul was the son of a witch. He was born to Mother Talzin, who was the leader of the Night Sisters. And she was the leader of the powerful witch of the Night Sisters clan. And she was actually Darth Sidious's first pick for Sith apprentice. However, the Sith Lord found her son to be more impressive and took him from Dathomir. Bad role models. Darth Maul was the Sith apprentice to Darth Sidious. Sidious would later go on to become the Galactic Emperor Palpatine, the master of Darth Vader, and do many bad things like wipe out innocent planets, and kill many people. And then Darth Maul was actually believed to be dead after being cut in 2 by Obi-Wan, as I said, but Kenobi, during the Battle of Naboo in the Clone Wars, Mother Talzin believed her son was alive and sent Maul's brother Savage Opress to find him, and as I said, they found him. And when Mother Talzin was rebuilding her son, she rebuilt him with mechanical limbs. She also used her magic to destroy his memory, which he had lost because he went insane when he was down like in the suit, not the suit, but like the wee pipes. And then Maul then remembered being bisected by Kenobi and vowed revenge on him. And Maul chooses his brother Savage Opress to be his Sith apprentice. And Opress had some prior training in the ways of the dark side under Count Dooku, the former Jedi who would go on to be Darth Sidious's new apprentice. During the Clone Wars, Maul became the Earth equivalent of a mob boss. He recruited underworld factions, crime syndicates, and Jabba the Hutt, forming a group known as the Shadow Collective. And Jabba the Hutt, I might be doing an origin video on him soon. And he was one of the most powerful Hutt. And Maul is responsible for murdering the only woman Obi-Wan Kenobi actually ever loved, Duchess Satine. As you can imagine, yeah, Maul took pleasure in the sorrow, well, in her death. One of Maul's unique characteristics is his voice, to wield a double-bladed lightsaber, which is like known as a lightsaber staff or something. And Maul can use one blade at a time or both, depending on the circumstances. So he could he had an option between using the 2 and the 1 because he was very skilled with both. And Maul was almost killed by his former master, actually, Darth Sidious, for violating the rule of 2. And the rule of 2 states that at any given time there can be only one Sith Master and one apprentice. And to prove his point, Sidious easily kills Maul's brother, who had been acting as Maul's apprentice. Darth Maul had been portrayed and voiced by many actors. And the Phantom Menace actor and martial artist Ray Park physically portrays Maul, while Peter Seraphis, whatever you call him, does the voice. In the Clone Wars and Rebels, Samuel Wildwer does voices Maul. Actors Greg Berger, Jess Harnell, Stephen Stanton, Clinton Baishakan, and David Collins had also voiced Maul and other related Star Wars media. Darth Maul only had 2 lines in the Phantom Menace. Tatooine is sparsely populated, if the trace is correct. I will find them quickly, Master. And last we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi. At last we will have our revenge. And Ray Park, the actor from Maul in the Phantom Menace, took the job of playing Maul so seriously that he took gymnastics and ballet lessons to get prepared for the role. And Ray Park was not actually George Lucas' first choice to play Darth Maul. Benicio del Toro was originally set to play the character, but dropped out when he found out that Maul's part had been cut down. Kenobi and Maul have a final battle on the planet of Tatooine in Rebels, and Kenobi, as I said, makes quick work of Maul in 3 swings and finally dies. In the comic Star Wars Shattered Empire, after the fall of the Empire and Return of the Jedi, Leia goes on a mission to Naboo. Upon entering the hangar bay where Maul fought Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn, Leia says that she feels cold and sees a vision of the former Sith. And that's nearly the end of the episode, and I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like and subscribe, and goodbye.